This mini seminar is going to be all about how to set up your computer and a couple of programs so that you can easily print envelopes from an address list. Do you have an address book or a contacts list or a spreadsheet with addresses in it? And if so, would you like to print envelopes from one of those without using copy and paste every time you want to set up a new envelope? Well, you can do that, and it's not very hard. I learned how to do this because something in my computer, which I'd used for years, quit working. Normally, or back in the good old days, if I clicked up here, I would get an envelope and labels window, and if I put an address in here, I could print it. And one of the ways I could put an address in there was by clicking over here on this little book, and it would take me to Outlook, where I had a bunch of contacts, and I could call up any one of those. Well, I'm not going to click here right now, because if I do, it says you have to do something before you can do that, and you can't do that on my computer. I don't know why. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why, but I finally just found another way, and that's what I'm going to show you. To begin this process, you open Microsoft Word, and you want to run Microsoft Word with the ribbon showing. If you don't see your ribbon when you open Microsoft Word like this, hold down your Control key and type F1, and the ribbon will pop up. You're going to be using Mail Merge. And to get to that, you come over here above the ribbon and click on the tab that says Mailings. And when the Mailings portions of the ribbon shows up, you will see Envelopes, Labels, Start Mail Merge, and Select Recipients. You're going to be using Start Mail Merge and Select Recipients. So you start Mail Merge by clicking Start Mail Merge. And then you select Envelopes. You will get a window that pops up that gives you envelope options. It will very likely start with a size 10 envelope, which is your standard business size envelope, which is what I want to use for letters that I would mail. So when I click OK, I will get an envelope. And it will have, if I already have a return address saved in Word under Mail Merge, it will have my return address. Next, you're going to select your recipients. But before you do, if you have a return address, move your cursor from before the return address over to here after the return address. So you select recipients, and it asks you what you want to do. You can type a new list here. If you click that, it will bring up a window where you can type in first name, last name, addresses, zip code, city, etc. One at a time, column after, or row after row after row. Or if you already have a list somewhere, you can use an existing list, and it will take you to your standard File Explorer format where you can go through your documents and find an existing list. somewhere in a spreadsheet format. Mail merge is pretty forgiving as to that format. You can use it. You can use a real spreadsheet, an XLS or an XLSX spreadsheet, or you can use a comma-separated variable CSV file, which shows up as a spreadsheet in Excel when you open a CSV file. I happen to have a spreadsheet, which I have been building for 30 years, of contacts that I may need to send a letter to. So that's what I used as my basis. However, I cleaned it up quite a bit and set it up so that on columns A, C, and E, the first row said name, address, city, because that's the way I set up the format of my envelopes. So when you finish linking your spreadsheet or spreadsheet-like document to your mail merge system, you will end up with a Word document, this like the one I have here, which I've named Business Envelopes for Printing. And when you open that document, it will tell you that opening that document will run the following SQL command. It will go in and pull up all the documents or all the address lists, all the address rows that you have in that spreadsheet-like document. And it will start off with the first one. And when you are ready to print one envelope off this list, or of course you can print all of them, but when you're ready to print one, you can click this Edit the Envelope item, uncheck the one that it picked for you, come down to your list, and pick, here's a favorite place, the Internal Revenue Service. I hope that gets you started in this process if you want to pursue it. It has helped me a lot.